Minnesota, hot team in the first 5 minutes. They scored the most first period goals as well. Turnbull drives towards the net. Looking to go Pwhl. Hensley does all she can to keep the puck out of the net.
Nice little feed as Toronto gets the win off the draw, and then Turnbull turns on the Jets, recognizes she's got that space, uses the hand to protect, and then cuts to that open ice. And she is dangerous on that cutback.
The only Sceptres player with 2 playoff goals, scored both of those game 1.
She's going to be up closer to that 29-30.
On a turnover, gives Izzy Daniel some room. Daniel comes in! Denied!
She's got speed, she's got skill, as she capitalizes on the turnover, brings this puck back in and then drives the net, which looks like she's trying to beat Hensley on the 5-hole. As she drives, brings it to the backhand.
Denise Shisheva on it. In comes Thompson, shoots in the glove. No, it's loose, another chance, backhand, another.
Right off of this face-off. We just talked about Claire Thompson, and there she is. Looked like maybe she was going to have one. She gets one shot, 2, and then it's Shisheva that goes to work down low with a couple of whacks at this puck. So Campbell has to make her biggest save so far of this game.
Comfer out. Puck still alive. Jesse Comfer. On the far side, takes it around. Looks for another way. With a shot in the glove, Hensley makes the save. Nicole Hensley. Rowdy crowd cheering on this board battle. Puck comes out. In comes Turnbull. She scores! Toronto with the first goal of the PWHL playoffs, courtesy of their captain.
When you make some line changes and you get some good chemistry right away, this is a board battle that Toronto won, but you key in on Hannah Miller, and she's out front of the net, constantly moving, waiting in the weeds, reading the play, until she gets open, comes in, and she's able to help, fires it back to Comfer. Turnbull beats her player off the boards. Comfer gives that puck back. So that is just a really nice line goal, reading off of one another and getting that puck movement out front. Turnbull with the opening goal.
Perfect on the face-off, and once more feeds it to Nurse with a shot, another chance, stopped not once but twice. Hensley sitting on the crease. There's the whistle.
Megan Carter, this is exactly how you play those. Take the body right through the chest. The puck transitions. Now Toronto with all sorts of zone time. Emma Malte does a wonderful job out front. Just a nuisance. Lee Steckline's giving her some shots in front.
Spikes working below the goal line. Back up Monroe. Up high, through traffic, kept out. Another chance in front. Digging for it.
Midway through a line change. Daryl Watts with the one-handed pass out to the point. Nice point shot. There's Jessie Comfer on the doorstep again as she gets a poke and a whack at that puck. And then a whack at her defender as well. Nice tip.
That's good news for Hensley as Harmon comes in. Is high once more. Bizarre miscommunication there. Now Julia Gosling comes in. Step up, shoots, she scores! First of the playoffs for Julia Gosling, extending Toronto's lead to 2.
Well, Julia Gosling can be so good when she gets in tight. This is another situation where Toronto's just piggybacking one good shift off of another. Looked like Jessie Comfer was going to have one earlier. Another turnover, and Toronto attacks. They had just come off the bench. Julia Gosling gets one shot, gets the pick, picks up her own rebound, goes off the defender. Shin pads, picks it up, fires again. This time, she's able to get it through.
And Zumwinkle gets it to the point, across now. Jakes sets up, there's the shot and the rebound. Another save by Campbell. My goodness, the puck stays out.
Battling down low. Minnesota with a really great response. Love the fact that this is coming from the 4th line. Quick transition, nice little dish. And then again in front. Not sure quite how Kelly Panic missed this opportunity.
To come at even strength, but this is the best power play in the league this regular season. Miller to fast, kept out. Blocked in front. Now Zumwinkle trying to make a break for it for a jailbreak. Miller gets it back. Gosling scores! On the power play! Toronto up 3-0. And then they get this
this opportunity. Julia Gosling has been deadly on the power play for this team this season. And Toronto loses it not once but twice. They get it back. They get opportunity, they lose it again, they get it back, they get opportunity, and so it's about that recovery, that tenaciousness and getting on pucks to give them these opportunities, these chances. Renata Fast, nice shot right there, and then there it is. Looks like Minnesota is out of the zone. Toronto gets on it.
Toronto with 2 second period goals so far, and Michaela Cava breaks through, comes in, denied by Campbell. Despite chances like this, Michaela Cava coming in, denied by Campbell. One of the inaugural signed free agents gets the puck from the draw to Thompson. Back to the point. Now Heisey from the circle turns it back to Steckline. Out to Thompson, shoots, stick save, they score! Minnesota on the board, first of the playoffs for the Frost.
Make sure she's at the top of the crease. You're not interfering with the goaltender. Presents that stick. Make sure she's got the target, and then that shot comes through. You try to get the tip on, and then you got to turn right away to find the rebounds. Exactly what she does. Immediately turns, finds out on her forehand, and she beats Campbell to get her team on the board.
Connors, the puck up and taken out. Pwhl just lays that hit. As Renata Fast is slow to get up. Fast is stepping into this. She's going to lock the boards here. Pwhl follows through, throws a bit of an elbow, so I think they're going to take a look at this. This isn't the first time that Pwhl has had a play reviewed for an elbow. Well, and Pwhl was suspended 2 games in the regular season as well.
Of course, a real emphasis this season has been protecting the head as well. So one of the things they're going to be looking for is a contact with the head.
77 for Minnesota has a major penalty in game misconduct for accepted out.
She adds some depth scoring to that third line, obviously to their power play.
Gets the bodies in front now. Watts comes in, out to Miller. Patient holds. Quick time. Comfer is looking for a way pass.
I love the cross seam pass to get it to Comfer. There's one cross seam pass, and then there's another. She's got the whole net. Hensley comes across with the glove. Just took a little too long to get her body around that puck and pull the trigger. What a save.
Batherson. No icing, Sceptres and Shelby. Rubbed out along the wall now. A board battle. Out. No fire by Himlarova, but a heavy hit, and they score! Minnesota make it a 1-goal game, and Katie Knowles.
Fourth line that gets in on the hunt. Julie Gosling take a stick to the neck on this play as it ensues, but she goes to the bench, and that one kind of took her out of the play, but there's another one-board battle for this line. The line that's really been leading the way for this team. Katie Knowles follows up. This goes out to Himlarova. Katie Knowles follows out.
Shields can't find room. Up that time to Connors. Taken out by Bookbinder. Turnbull. Patient with a shot. It pops up. Trying to stay alive now. They dive for it.
Blair Turnbull, she wins that battle along the wall. She's looking for a pass. When she realizes she doesn't have one, she just turns and fires that puck to the net. Then there's a scramble. Hannah Miller involved trying to get a stick on that. You know, you gotta love when you recognize where that space is. She takes the ice.
An empty net. It is 6-on-5. Zumwinkle down to Thompson. Steckline through the legs now. Heisey. Steckline patient with the shot. It bounces up and out.
Working around the outside, trying to get something going, trying to get something in net. Hannah Miller on goal. Hannah Miller with a nice block. Blair Turnbull had come out as well. The defenders doing a nice job.
A last push here for the Frost. Looking to tie it. 3 seconds to go.